Hello everyone and welcome to Harv's World, where we are visiting the northern coast. The new mod map by Greenbale, just on Mod Hub today. And we're just going to do a quick flyover, get a lay of the land, if you will. It is a very well laid out map. And we'll just drop right in here to the main farm starting point as we get started here. And we zoom around like crazy. There we go. Okay, there we go. We're at the main farm now. This map is completely fictional, but has a lot of realistic places, shops, and features. All the farms have custom sheds made by Greenbale. All the roads and lanes have been made in Blender to go with the terrain and give the road a more northern Irish look. The main features on this map are custom farms and sell points, multi-terrain angles, and Manure add-on support. Now, right now, this map is only available for PC and Macintosh. Sorry, console players. And it will run you 318.26 megabytes. Now, I've had a little bit of a look around this map. It looks pretty darn good. We are going to be starting out or doing the map tour here in new player mode. Or new farmer, I guess I should say. In Farm Manager, you will start with your standard $1.2 million and you'll have two 500,000 liter silos that you can use. We'll take a look at those in New Farmer. And for some reason, the two power washers stationed on the map are still available to you also in Farm Manager mode. So, start from scratch is obviously the standard $500,000 startup, or 500,000 pounds, or whatever denomination you're working in. So yeah, like I said, this is our startup area, our starting farm. It's got some nice features. It's got a fuel tank here, a fuel refill point. It starts with a power washer. We're going to look at our menus here and just take a look around the map in general, and then we'll look at the starting farm a little bit more. So we can see there are a good number of fields, and I would say most of these are about a medium size. As we take a look around now in New Farmer, you will start with field 41 at 7 acres and field 28 at just under 5 acres. Not too bad. Good amount of land to start out with. Field prices range anywhere from $625,000. This looks like the biggest field on the map at just under 26 acres to, where's a nice little one? Maybe 33 down here. 6 acres, $147,000. Prices are pretty respectable. $113 for field 25. $156. So yeah, field prices aren't bad, and they all run in the medium range, you know, anywhere from 8 to, actually really more like 5 to maybe 12 acres. I would say anything below 5 would be considered small. That's just my personal take on it. But now on the map, as far as sell points go, we have a bale sell point, we've got coastal exports, we have Dale Farm, the Sizzlin' Sausage, United Grain, a wood chip sell point, and a wool drop-off point, which obviously is just going to be for cotton and wool and nothing more. There is a biogas plant that you will need to buy to make use of, as is standard across the board on most maps. And if we take a look in our garage as a New Farmer, we get the ever popular Fendt favorite 511C John Deere 6135M, the small New Holland harvester, a couple of small trailers. We've got a standard header, the Rao Polymag 300, another very popular cultivator, the Amazon seeder. You do have a good sized fertilizer sprayer, that's nice. And then we've got lots of grass handling equipment, mower, rake, tedder, and a baler, which it's always nice to start off with a baler in my opinion. And then we've got front loader equipment for the John Deere. We have the header trailer, and we've got the two 500,000 liter silos. you can sell one of these off if you want, but they're not worth much, only valued at 500, and then we've got the 2 power washers. So yeah, that's what you start off with in New Farmer. Now, in New Farmer, this is our farm yard. Obviously, we've got stuff kind of spread around all over the place. Right here, we do have a sheep pasture. And well, let's just throw a few sheep in there, shall we? Oops. And you can see them wandering around, doing their sheepish duty. Food fill point is right here. Water fill point here. And I have yet to find the wool. This must be the wool point right here, the wool trigger. So if they're producing wool, this is where I would expect to find it, right here. Now there is some decent storage on this map. Here we've got a good sized storage shed, or at least on the starting farm, I should say. And right here is where we've hidden away our 500,000 liter silo. It must be an underground silo, which is kind of a nice idea actually. It doesn't take up any space, and you still have plenty of storage in this barn. We do have working light switches and lots of working doors. What else do we have in here? This is where all of our tractors are parked up, and that's pretty much it for your starting farm. That's what we have to work with. So, at least beginning on New Farmer, let's just grab this John Deere and see if we can't do a little bit of a drive around. Take a look at the northern coast. And that was one thing that I showed you, yeah. The animal trigger, or the animal dealer trigger, was obviously where I bought the sheep. So many working gates around the farm. And I will say the map maker Greenbale has done a really nice job of paying attention to detail here. Again, we've got hedges pretty much everywhere. They separate every field. They're along every road. Exactly kind of what you would expect to see. Now, one thing to keep in mind, however, is, at least from my earlier testing, the hedges have no real collision to them. So if you're trying to move bigger equipment in, around, up and down, not too difficult to get that moved around and into a field if you need to. Yeah, so, nice looking atmosphere here. Very good attention to detail. The roads are nice and smooth. I do like the road textures. They do look much more natural than just a plain old road laid out. You've got some patch spots in them. You've got the white lines that aren't perfect. They're kind of spotty here and there, like they're about ready for a new paint job. And you've got this big long patch area right here, like somebody had worn a groove and they came in and just patched it up. It's little things like that that keep a map kind of interesting. It's stuff you don't necessarily notice in your day-to-day play, but it is a nice feature. Now if we run up into here, this is another area where you could start a farm if you wanted to. What's interesting about this is there's massive chicken coops up here, like industrial sized chicken coops that I really like. You can see them right there dead ahead. There we go. Maybe it's just the one side of the gate there. Now, one thing that I will mention, and we are gonna find the sawmill here in just a little bit, but if you want forestry on this map, it's pretty much going to be up to you to plant some trees and cut them down, because there's not much in the way of forestry, if anything. I haven't seen any forestry whatsoever. Now, I can't enter these coops, but these are obviously feeding silos. You would put your feed in here. They would run over to the chicken coop on that side, and there's a separate one for this side. And these gates don't appear to open. These doors don't appear to open. So I am not completely sure what the functionality on these chicken coops would be. Something for you to explore and figure out. But they do appear to be massive. And I guess I could be cited for breaking and entering at this point. So moving on. If we look at the map, we can see that these are chicken coops. But the functionality is not made perfectly clear. Maybe you need to buy them before they will be completely functional. And then it looks like you would have kind of a barnyard over here in this area. And we'll just take this this old worn dirt path back down south. I love driving back roads like this. It's one of my favorite things to do. You know, out on the weekend or something, just get out for a drive and just find some old dirt road and go trek around. Like I said, this has a really natural feel to it. Very good attention to detail. The textures look great. The lighting is really nice. And yeah, let's just keep heading south. We'll go down to the coast and then work our way back up. The coast is pretty spectacular, I have to say. And you'll see exactly what I mean here in just a minute. I forgot to turn off camera collisions. Well, we'll deal with that as we move along, but now actually, one thing that's interesting, and I just passed it, and I noticed it because of the sound. When you come into the map, this is where you start. This is the first thing you see when you enter the map on New Farmer. Actually, on all versions. It's a really beautiful shot, and I can see exactly why they put you here to start out with. So moving along. Keep working our way down the coast. Good sound effects on the babbling brook. It was babbling quite nicely. At least I thought so. And a lot of you right now are saying yes, and you really need to stop babbling yourself, which I probably should do. Just enjoy the view. Now these lanes are pretty decent for a small to medium sized tractor. You get much, if I put a set of duals on this, if that's even an option, it would be quite the struggle to get down these narrow lanes. So keep that in mind. Even though there's no collisions, there's plenty of gates and fences that are going to block your path. But yeah, this takes us all the way south down to the coast. And this has been done exceptionally well. We've got these great breakers out here. The dock for all these luxury yachts. There must be good money in Northern Ireland. There's plenty of sport boating and fishing boats. A really nice waterfront. Very well made. Lots of great shops. Exactly the kind of thing you would expect to see. Not that I've ever been to Northern Ireland, but it's got a very natural feel. These shops aren't open yet. They've got their gates closed. That kind of thing. So, yeah, a nice beachfront. Plenty of pedestrian traffic. Not an overwhelming amount of vehicle traffic. And then there's a whole whole village set up here. You know, we could drive back into the neighborhood and actually see houses, you know, just like you would expect to see in any standard neighborhood. No, we're not going to go back there right now, but something for you to explore. Look around if you want to. And we come up into one of our sale areas. Now if we take a look at our map, yes, please make sure you save everything. Thank you. We've got a lime station sitting here. We've got United Grain here. One thing that we missed, there's a restaurant called the Sizzlin' Sausage right down on the waterfront. We've got Dale Farm, which we'll visit next, and then we've got an animal dealership right down here downtown. So you could pull in right here and looks like probably weigh your tractor if you want to. Although I'm not seeing a digital readout for a scale. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't think so. Would be nice to see the digital readout, but it's not necessary. Check back in here. Now this would be, looks to be your tip-in point right here for any goods that you were selling. Which is interesting. There's no standard grate, no silo you dump into. You would just dump them in the corner. And we'll just trek on down here. This is Dale Farm. Looks like a good sized industrial farm, and it looks like this would be your tip-in point right here. Pretty tight. If you're trying to get a big trailer in here, that could be quite the challenge, I should think. Okay, moving along. Let's find out if our animal dealer has our standard bull in front of it. It does not, but it is called, looks like the Ballyrock auction. Let me cruise back in. Nice amount of junk sitting around. There's your trigger to purchase your animals. Woo! I hate when that happens. So yeah, that's pretty much the waterfront area, the downtown area. Again, sidewalks are meant to be driven on, so take advantage of that whenever you can. Our fuel point right here, very nice actually. Very nice fuel station. Very busy, crowded, and nice attention to detail there. Very well done. I like the look of all these houses too, and yeah, just good textures all around. Well done. Alright, I'm just going to swing by the waterfront one more time just because I wanted to see where that restaurant is, just so I can point it out to you. The Sizzlin' Sausage right here, and that looks like the tip-in point or the sale point's going to be right in front of the front door. See that right there? That's interesting. Alright, moving along. Moving right along. And we'll just swing on out this way and take a look at our shop. Coming up here on the left. This would be our standard shop area. Nothing terribly fancy, just a store that appears to be closed up. It's not, but it appears to be. And of course, you would purchase your vehicles and do your repairs right here. And let's see, where do we want to go from here? Yeah, we should go up to the northern corner. Yep, and that'll take us past this farm. Okay, we'll do that. Moving right along. My bad. Sorry, my bad. If you ever watch my Let's Plays, you'll get to see plenty of that. Harv smashing into stuff. I'm very, very talented when it comes to crashing tractors. I can do it in my sleep. And have sometimes, I think. Nice rolling terrain. Look how steep this field would be to work on. You'd need a good bit of horsepower, I would think. Depending on how you choose to do that. Yeah, it looks like it's a grass field at the moment. You might want to leave it that way, just so you have the power to manage all of that, because those hills, they could make your equipment struggle if you don't have the right stuff. Okay, we're just rolling back past the starting farm here now. Oh no, this is potentially a secondary farm, a different farm you could utilize. No, this is the starting farm. I think I'll just park on the street. That'll do. Yeah, this would be your farmhouse right here. Now, I have not seen a sleep trigger here either. So it's possible you might need to put your own sleep trigger in. Actually, I'd say that's more than likely that a sleep trigger hasn't been added, but that's simple enough. And I'm on the wrong side of the road because, well, I'm a silly American who drives on the right. Okay. So back here is another potential starting farm you could take advantage of. We have what appears to be a nice big cow pasture. And this would actually make for a very good starting farm location, if that's your bag. Yeah, I actually think I would rather start here than in the other location. That's just my choice, though. Now, this would be your cattle pasture if you choose to start here. Cattle barn, I should say. Pasture would be over here. Nice big cattle pasture, which doubles as a field 37. Ready to harvest grass. You've got your water trough here. Not sure what that would be. And I would bet somewhere in this area is going to be your animal dealer dialogue. As I said, lots of open fences or gates. A couple of nice big bunker silos here. We've got a fuel fill point. And lots of storage. So yeah, another starting area that you could take advantage of. Lots and lots of storage in this one. This is huge. Looks like they've got some grain storage built in back there. Those are not bunker silos. I thought they might be indoor bunker silos, but they're not. Yeah, that's a nice barn, actually. I like that. Very nice starting house up here. Or house, I should say. It's not the starting house, but if you wanted it to be, it could. Especially in Farm Manager. Yeah, this would be a nice spot to start. What would that cost us? 600,000. So you could start with that. That wouldn't be too shabby. It'd be half the money you start with in Farm Manager, but still, it might just be worth it. Although then you still need to buy fields and equipment. Something to work up to, maybe. All right, where to from here? Well, I think we just need to go visit this area, and then we'll probably call it a day. So what I'm just going to do is visit. So this is our bale sell point. You just dump your bales in here, and obviously that kind of make that obvious. This looks like a wood sell point. Now, once again, there's not really any forestry on the map, so if you want to sell lumber up here, you would need to grow it yourself. This doesn't look like an opening door. We've got a tip-in trigger right here, and that would probably be our coastal exports. Bales, wool. Yeah, that's coastal exports, which you would think is on the coast itself, but you know, this is the northern coast. All of it's considered the northern coast. So here we've got our biogas plant, digestate right here, tip in for your silage or whatever you're going to be selling right here, and then a couple of very large bunker silos you could take advantage of. What does the biogas plant run us on this map? It's going to be $343,000, so that's going to be a spendy buy-in. Something to build up to. Clearly something to build up to. So with that said, I think that's going to be our look at Northern Ireland. A very nice map by Greenbale, available on ModHub today. Some really nice fields, very well detailed, good textures, lots of different landscape, and I really like the coastal area. So that's going to do it for our look at the northern coast. If you like this video, found it informational or useful, do me a favor, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And until next time, take care.